Hey guys, how are you? I always mess up on this side. No, it's on this side. How you guys doing out here? Today was rough. It wasn't that bad, but I was just rushed. How you guys doing? Hope everyone had a beautiful week. We are one day away, Thursday. Happy Thursday. So, as y'all could see, I got my Juneteenth shirt on. Okay? Because as of 5 a.m. today, 5 p.m. today, it was my holiday. Happy Juneteenth, y'all. All right, let's see. Let's get into the sauce. Y'all know the drill on here, setting up this thing. Y'all, if you're seeing this, go ahead and like and share. As always, I appreciate you guys sharing it. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, perfect. Okay, guys. All right, so today we're going to be talking about something that is been just on my mind for a little while. And so I think it's time to just kind of like get it off my chest. Because I think it's, so often we run around here. Let me just cue this up and then we'll get started. Because y'all know. Hey guys. All right. Let's get into the sauce. Episode 19. Can't believe that it has come so soon. We are literally weeks away from our final season. And I told y'all last week that I got something special for you guys. I will be giving away our swag, which I gotta find. We're giving away swag to the first 5 people that DM us the word vulnerable. Okay. So we're giving away swag to the first 5 people that DM us the word vulnerable. And feel free to share with your personal stories on how you overcome vulnerability. And so with that, we are going to get started. And I wanted to, when I thought about this topic, I thought about the essence of what society has brought to us as the Black woman, right? The strong Black woman, right? This is what society has brought us, has like pinged us to be, right? And so we are expected to be strong under all circumstances. We are not granted grace under any circumstances for expressing our emotions. Right? We're expected to go without feeling. Right? We're expected not to react. Right? When we experience some sort of discomfort. We are expected to take it in the chin, but yet keep our head up. Right? I had an experience the other day. as you guys know, I'm a lawyer, and I've just been like dealing with this judge, and it's every time I'm going before this judge, I would just feel minimized under all in any little thing. And I just had it, you know, and just responded. And the first thing that ran through my mind was, oh my gosh, like you just took a nosedive in the pool of stereotypes of the angry Black woman. That's the only thing that I was thinking about. I wasn't thinking about the fact that I told him how I felt. I wasn't thinking about the fact that I I effectively communicate my feelings based, or how he made me feel, right? My responses to his actions. Wasn't thinking about none of that. I was thinking about not living up to the stereotype. Like, Jesus, can we not be upset? Can you piss me off one time and I could tell you piss me off without feeding into a stereotype? Are we not allowed to be humans? Right? As Black women, we're supposed to be this tough exterior, like, we don't cry, we don't need anybody to care for us. You know, it's like we're hated on or spoken about in a negative way because we are strong. But yet we're expected to be strong, right? Like the minute there's this trend that's going on right now, all throughout TikTok, where white women cry. Oh, excuse me. Oh, Lord. Allergy season. Lord have mercy. We're going to have to edit that out. White women are crying, right? So they're like bawling, like, and then when the beat drops, they start smiling as if, haha, I got you. And it's funny enough for them, right? Because throughout history, they've always had a protector, right? The moment, the moment a white woman cries, like all hell breaks loose, right? Everybody runs to their aid. But a Black woman cries and everybody's like, toughen up. Like, what's wrong with her? She's crazy. And so, in the essence of all of that, we're kind of like forced into a fear to express ourselves, or to express our feelings, our emotions, right? Thrust in this space of fear, of vulnerability. And the thing about being unable to be vulnerable is that it disables our ability to relate to others, right? To genuinely relate to others, which is the very essence of our growth, right? When you're able, every interaction that we have with people, right, are like our it initiates a specific feeling, right? And those feelings are there to teach us valuable lessons about ourselves, right? It's like when you meet different people, you get different feelings, right? You get different responses. They're like, everybody's a different person for somebody else, for somebody, right? And that's so true, right? Our feelings, our emotions reveal something about us, a lesson that we need to learn. And if we're unable to tap into those feelings, right, we won't, or if we're unable to access those feelings, right, because we're scared of being vulnerable, we can't truly uncover those lessons, and we can't get to that core, that center, right, where we're at ease. I'm gonna tell y'all something I just learned. Black women suffer from chronic stress, which increases our cortisol levels. Okay. Cortisol is a hormone that we have inside of our body. And I'm not a doctor now. Okay. So I want y'all to quote me in nothing, but you know, but I have done a lot of reading. Y'all know I love to read and I love to make sure that, I'm speaking facts, right? So cortisol is a hormone that we produce when the body goes into fight or flight mode, right? And there's an increase there when there's present. So the body's like undergoing stress, right? And so it's like shut down everything, let's focus on de-escalating the stress, right? You're in fight or flight mode, right? So we're walking around with these high cortisol levels, right? And no one's really talking about it. No one's really saying anything, right? Because it's with Black women, right? Now, there's one or two articles out there. There was a study done in 2013 by Kaiser Permanente, right? That focuses on this, but there's not a whole lot of work out there, right? Cortisol tells the body that it needs to store fat, right? So the higher your cortisol levels are, right, the more your body is storing the subcutaneous fat. Now, I don't have to spell it out, but it's the fat that is under your skin, right? Um, and so as your cortisol level increases, so does your body fat, right? And that causes heart disease, it causes diabetes, it causes a variety of things, right? So all these articles that are out there that's talking about, oh, Black women are significantly more overweight and obese compared to their white counterparts. I literally took that from a damn article. Okay. That's exactly what it said. How disgusting is that? But I'm not even going to go on that rant. The cortisol levels, okay? Your cortisol levels are important, right? We need to work on minimizing the stress in our life. Okay. And how that ties into being vulnerable is we're releasing ourselves, we're giving ourselves grace, we're being free within ourselves, right? So the first thing that you need to do is live by your own rules. Okay? Live by your own rules. Set up your own standard. Set up your own standard. Stop evaluating yourself based on other people's expectations of you. Okay? So if somebody pisses you off, be pissed off. Okay? Be pissed off and not without fear. Be unapologetic of expressing how you feel. Okay? Be unapologetic with holding people accountable for how they make you feel. Be unapologetic about it. All right? I don't when I resolved it within myself, I said to myself, I don't really give a damn if everybody in the courtroom thought I was a crazy ass, excuse me. If everybody in the courtroom thought I was crazy and I was an angry Black woman, I don't care, because at the end of the day, that judge knew exactly how he made me feel. Period. And I make no apologies for it. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you are human. You are a queen in all essence of the word. Okay? And you deserve respect. And if anyone can't understand that, if they can't respect you, you need to let them know exactly how that makes you feel. Now, I'm not one to engage in back and forth. I'll tell you how I feel and I said what I said, right? But you don't need to engage in back and forth, because at the end of the day, you don't need to join the circus. All right? You could leave the clowns in the circus. So you don't need to engage in that. in the back and forth. But I want you guys to get to, or ladies or men, or, I want you all to get to that place where you find freedom in being vulnerable. Okay? Where we are moving away from this culture. In our culture, we have this bad habit of numbing our feelings, right? I'm depressed, so I don't want to touch on depression because depression is a whole clinical issue. But I'm sad, right? And so I don't want to feel sad, so I have a drink, right? We're afraid of feeling. We're afraid of feeling the emotion, right? Maybe you've been hurt before, right? And so you don't want to get hurt again. So you put up this wall so that you won't get hurt, right? But I want you to think about this. A wall has two sides. So if they can't hurt you, they can't love you. Okay? If they can't hurt you, they can't love you. Pain comes with the same in the same space as joy. And you're robbing yourself of the joy when you put up that wall. Okay? You're robbing yourself of that joy. I'll share a story with you guys. So, most of you know that, I've been very candid with, with my relationship, at least some, the relevant ones. And I've always been asked by, like friends, like, how do you move from one love to another? Like, how do you move in that space like you've never been hurt, right? And I think I touched on this in like episode 1 or 3. That was that I got to that place because I leave the relationship with joy, right? Every interaction that I have, I don't allow myself to focus on the pain of the breakup because of obviously I don't sit there and say, "Oh yeah, I'm happy we broke up." I still experience pain because it is a loss, right? But I focus on the good. I focus on the love, the moments we have while we were good. That experience, right? And the reason why I focus on that, right? I drive my focus in that space and allow my thoughts to be centered around that space, right? Is because it does not block my feelings. It allows me to keep that wall down. Because if I focus on the pain, my body, my subconscious mind, right? Which, we'll get into the subconscious mind another time, but basically our subconscious mind operates on autopilot, right? And so if I focus on the pain, my subconscious mind is going to be building that wall. And so it's so important for us to just let go. Look at the good, don't focus on the bad. Get away from this idea that every encounter in our lives have to be perfect, right? It has to be free from any kind of negative emotion. It has to be free from any sort of pain. Move away from that idea. Understand that, hey, listen, I'm going head in and I may get hurt, right? We have to love with our whole hearts, although there is no guarantee. I know. Yes, you do. You have to love with your whole heart, even though there's no guarantee. And it's okay because at the end of the day, that feeling that you get, and I could tell you this from experience, the feeling you get from loving someone wholeheartedly is such an amazing feeling. And if it ends, it's okay because you still have those memories. You still have those feelings, right? And you could walk away being whole, having that experience. Like, man, that was a great experience. I really enjoyed that. You could be like, that's not your person, but you could still enjoy that. Both could coexist at the same time. We need to learn to practice gratitude, right? Be grateful for each and every one of our experience. Um, and so um I just really just oh, we need to be grateful for each one of our experience, right? So practice gratitude coming out of our relationships. If it doesn't work, just be grateful for those moments that you got in your life because you can't relive the past. And so we really just have to make the best of it and just really enjoy those moments. We have to actively work towards overcoming. We have to actively work to overcome our fear of being hurt. And this sometimes can be a lot because we often feel helpless, right? The reason why we develop that fear is because we feel helpless on um, in because we lack control over that possibility of pain, right? We don't have the ability to make sure that that experience does not come with pain, right? And so we have this fear because we lack control. But we have to get to a place where we free ourselves from that and understand that it's kind of like, let me just back up and use this example. You're jumping into a pool, right? And it's going to be cold, right? But you're going to be all right. At the end of the day, you're going to be cold, you're going to feel that feeling in that moment. But once you settle in, you're going to be fine. Like your body starts adjusting and you start warming up, right? you know but you have to create that mindset that even if there's pain, even if pain exists in that space, that you're going to experience it and you're going to be fine, right? So you have to actively work towards that. um we have to also believe that we are enough in and of ourselves. Something that we talked about a couple episodes ago, episode 17 or 18, no, 16. Wow. Episode 16, we talked about, the fear of rejection, right? Which is usually the grounding of why we have this fear of vulnerability, right? Because we are afraid of being judged and of being rejected, right? And so we have to get to a place where we strongly believe, understand, and believe that we are enough in and of ourselves. Understand that we are, as in Psalms 39, fearfully and wonderfully made. right? As we are, okay? As we are, and we have to know that, and we have to believe that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. We are enough. And so we could give to the person all that we are. We could open up about who we are. Because I could tell you right now, every single person has something that they've been through that they don't really want to share with anybody, you know? Um, where none of us are perfect. But the beautiful thing about it is our experiences, right, help to make up who we are. We are who we are. There's decisions that I have made in my life that I could say, you know what, that was not a great decision, right? That was not the best decision. But I own it because it was mine. I made it and I'm okay with it because I accept the fact that I am not perfect. I accept the fact that I am who I am. And everything about me helps to make me great. Okay? God made me great as I am, so I am going to be great. Okay? And so I'm going to say the same to you. God made you great. So be great. Stop focusing on other people and their expectations of you. Build your own road. Lay out the standard for which you hold yourself. Don't focus on societal expectations. If you are angry, be angry. Now, don't stay in that space, but don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid to allow someone to come into your heart, even though there's no guarantees. Don't allow someone, don't, open up to the possibility of love. Allow yourself to be loved because you are deserving of it. Again, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and you deserve love. We all strive for love. We may kid ourselves and say that, hey, you know what? I don't need to be with someone, but we live in a duality in our world, right? Where everything needs something, right? Like everything is codependent on something, right? Your brain is codependent on your heart's codependent on other organs in your body, right? To get it food, to process it, to get the blood, to run to the brain. It's like everything is codependent. There's not one cell that's in this whole creation that is singular. Think about that. Like, name one thing that is singular in this world, right? Everybody needs somebody. That's just a matter of fact. Everybody needs somebody. And it's okay to admit that. All right? It's okay to admit that. It's okay to get to a place where you can manifest that in your life. Because if you continue to block people out, after a while, it's like people are like, oh, man, that wall is just too hard. I just can't get over it. You know? And you have to think about the fact that other people are going to be trying to protect themselves, right? And they're not going to just consistently put themselves in the line of fire. And so, in order for us to get healed, we have to get to that place where we take that wall down and trust that God has your back. Trust that his love for us guards us in our moments of vulnerability, right? Because we have to be in that space. And so trust that he has your back. Trust that he will guide you and direct your steps. And allow yourself the opportunity to experience that love. Okay? I want you guys to just work on that for me. As we close out this season, I want you to, even if you don't get to that place where you are dating in a relationship, because I know that we've talked about that continuously throughout the season, right? But I want you to, even if you don't get to that place, get to a place where your heart is open and that you're prepared for that love. Okay. Get to a place where you could be upfront and just vulnerable in your weakest points. Because I could tell you, if you're vulnerable with someone, if you're open with someone about your feelings and who you are and what defines who you are, there's so much strength in that. There's so much power in being able to say, this is who I am, and I am unapologetic about it. This is who I am, and I make no excuses for it. It's very powerful. I want that for you. I want you to experience that because we all deserve to be in that space. We all deserve to have that love. And you can't get to that place if you are like blocked in. You won't. Don't expect your blessing to come out with chisels and he's knocking it down, and that whole idea that you just, oh, the man for me, the man that God has for me is going to break down these walls and come and rescue me. Get out that idea. Get out of that space. It's unhealthy. You shouldn't want another human being to come in and having to break down your walls because uh, you are afraid of doing the work. You have to do the work. And the work requires that you allow yourself to be vulnerable. The work requires that you put down that barrier, break down your walls, work on being open. And I know it's easier said than done. And I want you to start small. Okay? Start with your friends, your closest friends. Because I could tell you right now, if the barrier isn't down, right, you are not being transparent and open and vulnerable with your closest friends. So start with your closest friends. Be vulnerable, being transparent, and then widen the net. Widen the net with coworkers, people that you meet, right? Allow yourself to open up. Get to that place where you could just be one with who you are in all the essence that you are. And so that's my 2 cents for the day. I appreciate you guys for listening. Like I said, the first 5 people, I haven't checked, but the first 5 people that DM me the word vulnerable and share your experience will be getting swag. And so we have sweatshirts, we have our hats, we have our mugs, we have our daily journals. I'm going to be sending those out. And so next week, Thursday at 7 o'clock, stay tuned. And As I said last week, we're not going to be having the behind the scenes until season 2, and so and so um, we won't be doing that on Fridays, but we'll be here next Thursday at 7 o'clock. I hope you guys have a wonderful Juneteenth. I'm gonna show y'all my sweatshirt again. Because I start celebrating my Juneteenth today. It's gonna be a 4-day weekend for me, and so I wish you guys a safe and happy Juneteenth, and I will see you guys next week, same time, same place. Be blessed.